Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M10 RBFM, the Tier 5 French premium turreted tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Erlenberg, and it's under the command of FiliPer1n0 of Excel. And he's got a doozy of a battle in this tank destroyer. Game on. Well, it may only be armed with a 76mm main gun like the M10 standard, the Wolverine. This thing is actually really much better with the premium version, and it's got quite a decent fire rate, decent DPM, 2,321 hit points per minute. It's only 115 alpha, but the fire rate is 2.97 by the book, and you can see FiliPer1n's got it down to 2.5. Now, with 115 alpha, it doesn't take long for it to rack up damage. You can see here with the standard rounds, it's capable of doing 130mm of pen, and with the premium rounds, 170. Okay, the Stewart did a quick run around the front, so he spotted some for us. None at all, which is surprising. I thought at least he'd be able to spot at least one, but well, it looks like the Su-76 is located where the enemy is, because he's taken damage already. He's gone into the castle grounds, but nothing in sight. Now, I promise you, this is a doozy of a battle. And you know how good FiliPer1n0 normally is? Well, he's normally very, very good. So he gets great results. There's somebody's firing in this direction because rubble is being kicked up behind him. In fact, enemy tanks are now located to our left. They've got an M10 RBFM, a Panzer III Ausführung J, and a Stug III Ausführung B. And we've got Arty rounds starting to come in. Now, the Arty on the enemy team is a FiliPer, a 105 FH18B2. On our team, we got the AMX13AM. But still, nothing in front of FiliPer1n's guns. Now, as you know, the M10 RBFM was a group of tanks that were actually given to the French for use in 1943 to 1944. There was 36 of them in total, and they actually had naval gun sites as well as French crews. And they were French Marines as well, because this is the M10 RBFM is Régiment Blind de Marine Français, or Français Marine. So that's where the RBFM comes from. And look at the amount of damage he's doing on the enemy M10. Well, that's a healthy amount, 349 to start with. And now a Churchill's come up there. Now he's going to start putting holes in him. That's how he's positioned himself, but he did take one round from the Churchill, but he's starting to plug rounds into the engine bay. Okay, he's taken 2 rounds, but he's getting his own back on this guy, and he keeps dodging the guy's shots. Okay, now there are enemies behind him. You can see those just over the way, and he has to watch out from his quarters, because if he pulls back, the Churchill might be able to get shots on him whilst he's looking at these guys. Oh, he killed the Stug with just 1 round. The T6 is now taking damage, and look, he's being torn to shreds by FiliPer1n's guns. He got a fire, and he's still burning, and there's another kill. Who's next? Panzer III Ausführung J. You know, he noticed his quarters as well, and managed to dodge any shells coming back at him. Okay, is he going to try and cross the river? Yes, he is. So he's going to go across here and try and damage that Panzer III from a different angle. And they can't afford to stop. He fires on the move, and now he's on the riverbank, so he can kill, but he doesn't get the kill on Panzer III. That goes to the Panzer FiliPer1n0. That's the free tank destroyer that Wargaming gave us. Okay, who's next? Stug. He fires through the gap in the wall, and he gets his next kill. That's 3 now for FiliPer1n0. Okay, M10 behind the wall. There's the Churchill. He's a 2-shot. So 1 shot in, go for the kill shot, and he gets him. 4 kills now. He's fair tearing the enemy apart here. I told you it was a good game. And oh, he's met a Matilda. Now he has to pull back because Matilda has got better armor. in some ways, and he's angled as well. So he's going to try and damage him as much as he can, although the enemy Arty's having a go as well. The FiliPer keeps punking rounds in, and now we've got an M4A1 just around the corner. Well, what can we do? We're shooting at the quarter parts of it. Yep, he's getting them through the shoulders, and he keeps pumping them in. The M4 didn't think about pulling back, and he paid for it. So that's the 5th kill of the game. I think we can see the enemy FiliPer is definitely over on the east side of the map, because that's the direction the shells are coming from. But there's other enemies up on the hills, and I think he can use this position here to shoot at the enemy without them returning fire. Okay, M10. He's got the bushes in his favor. First shot goes in. Connects. Does 113. Low roll. M10's pulled back. Oh, and Arty gets him. The AMX-13AM. That's a nice bit of spotting. Now, we can't see the others, but there is an SU-85 up there somewhere. And there are a couple more. Electo, we believe. And I think that there's a Strodny Viz 39 somewhere. There's the Sav. One accurate shot in. Can he get the kill? Yes, he does! And that's his top gun. Now he's out in the open. Our teammate is still going after the Arty. He's found him down in the south. Now I'm not sure we can hit him from up here, but if we get high enough, we should be able to see him. But it looks like the Panzer Seb's FiliPer1n0 is going for our enemy Arty. Oh! Now he got wiped out. He got shotgunned by the enemy FiliPer. Now, have we got a shot here? I think we might have. Just got the top of the gun shield available. And he fires one in, but he loses sight. Okay, we've got the SU-85 here. We might be receiving Arty rounds very shortly. Gets one into the rear of the SU-85. He's tracked him. And there's a kill. That's 7 kills now. There's only one enemy left. It's the FiliPer on the enemy team. Everyone else has been wiped out. Now, can he get the shot? We just saw the tracer coming from that enemy FiliPer. There he is. First shot through the gun shield. Second shot connects and kills him. And that is a Radley Walters to win the game for FiliPer1n0. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for FiliPer1n0 in the M10 RBFM. He managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13 in that one, as well as a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. He got a Radley Walters medal, an epic medal for taking out 8 enemy vehicles, as well as a Spartan for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 1 enemy vehicle, less than 10% left, or at least actually surviving a ricochet, a non-penetrating shot from an enemy when he had less than 10% left, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Exceptionally good in the M10 RBFM, which is a fun tank to play at tier 5. In fact, it's a lot of fun. We look at team score, we can see that the highest damage was 4,033 hit points to FiliPer1n0. The next highest scorer only had 1,125, and that was the enemy Arty, the enemy FiliPer, the 105 FH18B2, who managed 1,125 hit points, and he was the only other player who managed to get over 1,000 hit points in the game. You can see FiliPer1n0 dominated that game really heavily. He got the highest number of kills with 8. The next highest scorer happened to be the other M10 on his team, the Churchill1 on his team, and on the enemy team, there Arty, yes, he got 2 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, he's the only player to get over 1,000. In fact, he's over 2,000 base XP. So that's an exceptional score, 2,172. And the next highest scorer after that was the Churchill1 on his own team, who only managed 557. So, yeah, as you can see how he completely outperformed and monstered both teams in that game. Let's have a look at detail. 43 shots fired. Well, this little tank destroyer only carries 65 in total, but he still managed to be very frugal with his shells, and he didn't always fire premium rounds, but he did expend a few. 36 direct hits on the enemy, 36 penetrations, 4,033 hit points of damage, of which 746 were more than 300 meters. 7 hits received from the enemy. 5 of those were penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash. In fact, that round actually did hit the turret. As you can see, it was just actually underneath or on the gun mantlet area. The one who was penetrating him the most was the Churchill, was getting rounds back into him and doing some damage, but it wasn't a huge amount. But it was actually the enemy Arty, the FiliPer, who actually managed to get around in that did do a bit of damage. He blocked damage of 50 hit points. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 8. So there's only 3 enemy vehicles he didn't actually touch in the game. 534 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss on that game, would you believe it? 5,005 credits. Not much, but most of it, I said, you could put that down to using some of the premium rounds that you did actually use in the game. He also took away 3,041 experience points as well on a free-to-play account. So just goes to show how far ahead of everyone else FiliPer1n0 is in the M10 RBFM. And I thoroughly recommend this little tank destroyer to take out if you want a bit of fun, just blasting away the enemy, because it fires so quickly and it can do a lot of damage. And if you play it correctly, then it's very difficult for the enemy to take you down. But it does have weak armor. That's the thing. It's just like any other M10. The armor is not particularly thick. In fact, the thickest armor is 57.2 millimeters, and that's at the front of the turret. And remember, that enemy FiliPer managed to get that round through that armor just on the turret area. So I hope you enjoyed that tour de force, you could say, considering it's a French tank on the Erlenberg map. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.